Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad, where we get together and we make cards. Today's card is this fun, beautiful Noel card. And I love the cute little snowflakes on it, and they just add a little extra touch. Now I will be honest, the Noel, if it's past Christmas and you're not doing Christmas cards, we have other big circle dies that you can replace in there. One says, I miss you. There's one that says happy birthday. So you can pick, or hello my friend, you can pick one of those to go in the center there instead if you like. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this card. The first things that we're going to need to do is get out our products. This is the Framelits drop-in that we're using for the card base. We are also going to use the Noel die set, and that's the Noel die set. Oh, here, this is what it looks like for real in the packaging. Noel. We're also going to use the Snowflakes to Stamp set and also the coordinating dies that match. And we're going to use some sky ink. We're going to use a little bit of glitter, some yummies, and we're going to have lots of fun. Are you ready to get started? Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, and I always start every card this way, is I always cut my base first. So I'm going to get out some ginger snap cardstock, and I'm going to get out my die base, my card base. I'm going to use these two pieces. These are the largest pieces in the kit. I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to line this up. And I am going to die cut this. Line that right up just like that. And I cut it just right. Just right. And we're going to get our larger cutting pad. And we're going to run that baby through. Now I love the fun scallop of this card because it doesn't look like you just took a piece of cardstock and folded it. And so it really just adds another extra dimension to your card. And it especially adds for the gift giver, the person that you're giving it to. It just makes it really look like a finished handmade card, but a special one because it's not just a folded piece of cardstock. So then we're going to cut the base, the layering piece. And the layering piece is this one here. So we're just going to lay that down. Now normally this could be a drop-in and I have the magic rectangle that I would lay in there and then the words, but I'm not using it for that. I'm using it just for the layering piece. I'm going to turn it at an angle just ever so slightly. Make sure it's lined up with those dots. I don't want it to be like that because then my dots will be funny. So I want to make sure that it's lined up with my dots. I don't want any funky dots. So we're going to line that up and then we're going to run that through. And I like the colored cutting pads because then I can find my cutting pads. Half the time I can't find my cutting pads. Now this card has a lot of die cutting on it, and then all those little fun circles, see how they just pop out? I give them a little flick. Luckily I don't have to vacuum here, so I don't worry about the flicking. Okay, so there I have one more. All of them cut out, all punched out. And then we are going to do our Noel. Now I have a piece of cardstock, a white cardstock, and I'm going to grab some of the Sizzix adhesive. Now, in all honesty, I pretty much swear by this stuff. I love the Sizzix adhesive because it turns any cardstock into, watch this, a sticker. Now I don't have to add adhesive to the back when I die cut this. Now I don't have adhesive right here because these are 6x6 sheets. So I'm going to trim that off because if I didn't, I would accidentally die cut there thinking I had adhesive when I didn't. And then I'm going to grab my Noel die with the coordinating die that comes with it. I'm going to lay that down. These circle dies are so much fun. They're very popular. And then we are going to run that through. And I just realized I'm going to need a circle gray die cut out. And I think I had one. Oh, here. No, that's not it. Here, I have one circle cut out also. So you're going to want to use that from probably, I think it's the Hello, My Friend. We'll have that on the website. So I've already die cut that. So I'm going to run this through. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. And because that's so much blade, I just run it back. It's the same amount of rotations on my machine, but it just makes sure that everything's nice and cut. I'm gonna move that off to the side. I saved this piece. I have all my look at this. I have all of my pieces that have Sizzix adhesive on the back. I just save them in this special bucket over here. And anytime I need a piece, some of it's already ready for me. So I just keep it right in that little spot. So I'm gonna pop this out. And look at how nice that comes through because I ran it through twice, which is really handy. So now let's add this really quick to our circle just because it's right here. So we're going to peel that up. And there are one or two, let's see, they're all cut. They just need to be kind of poked out a little. So you can either flick them. Sometimes I just put my finger on the back and they come up, because those little pieces, because they have the adhesive on them. So looks like I got them all. Look at that. And then we are going to add my little Noel to this right here. Look at that. Fabulous. And then we are going to go ahead and fold our card. This is an easy peasy card. I like this. And we're going to add adhesive to the back of this. And look how nice this layers. That is I love red and the strawberry together with the craft. We call it ginger snap. I love that. Okay, so there we have that. And then we are going to push that down. We are going to stamp onto our blue, onto our sky cardstock. We are going to stamp our little snowflakes. I think I have enough room there. Let's make sure we have room. So let's get our snowflakes. And we fill that up. Let's do this one. And do I have a block this size? Oh, I love the smell. Let's grab a block. I have a block drawer, which is fantastic because whenever I find a block, I just drop it in there and I know I'm good to go. Now this is a brand new stamp. Ooh, that's a nice ink pad that got nice and juicy, Lucy. This is a brand new stamp, so let's use some scratch paper. This is going to be light, light, light because it's sky. Sky's a lighter color. Actually, it looks really pretty on that gray, doesn't it? That looks fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and stamp that one there. Great. And then on this one, we're going to use this other die. This block's a little too big for this one, but that's okay. I always do twice on cardstock, on scratch paper, and this one would probably fit over there, but that's okay. There we go. And then we're going to die cut these out. Want to know a funny, dirty little secret? I don't have my dies. So we're going to use the ones that are already cut for me. So I have these already die cut, so you're going to go ahead and die cut those. And then we're going to put together our card. So just run those through and die cut those. We have our Noel. Oh, we got to do our ribbon first, our seam binding. I love this seam binding. Can I just tell you, I love it. Seam binding is my best friend because it's just so luscious. Luscious. I believe it. It's true. It is luscious. So we're going to tie it right here, and we're going to tie this in a bow. So we need to get more over here. There we go. Okay. Just heard a car door slam, and I bet you a kid's coming in. So if you hear the dog barking, that's what it is. We're so professional at this joint. Okay, so we're going to add that, and I had a little bit of ink on my fingers. That's so funny. Now, don't forget, every Wednesday, we add a new Stephanie Stamp Pad video. And so make sure you always check those out because you never know what you're going to learn. Half the time, I never know what I'm going to teach. I'm kidding. And then... such a dork. And then somebody said one time that I said in a video 3 times I'm such a dork. I say it all the time, by the way, because I am a dork and I love to laugh at myself. I think that if you can't laugh at yourself, what's the point? One time I was at a nicer place for dinner once, and Ken and I used to share the prime rib dinner. It was very expensive, but if you share it, then it's cheaper. I mean, you know, you're not spending as much. And one time the waiter dropped the entire prime rib on my lap, horseradish, everything. And he just went, oh, and he like ran away to get the manager. And I just laughed. I mean, my dad's like, did you get mad? And I'm like, no, why get mad? What's the point? It was funny. I mean, I got a free meal out of it. I mean, gosh, that was worth it. I mean, but it was funny. I thought it was funny. Katie didn't think it was funny. She was little, and she was sitting next to me, and the horseradish landed on her. She thought it was sour cream, and she started to lick her fingers. Found out immediately it was horseradish, and about had a heart attack, but she's all good. Okay, so now let's add these, and you know what? If I had some little I do, some foam squares. I'm gonna add a little foam square to these, just because it's fun to pop these babies up. Pop them up, pop them up. So we're going to add that guy right there. And I do notice that we could add a little bit of glitter to this. So I'm going to add a little bit of glitter after I put it together, because last time I did glitter on a card, then I had to use the other sample that was done because it was wet. So this time I'm going to put it on the card and then we'll let it dry and then it'll be on there already. So let's add this one. Awesome. And then just for kicks, we added these little tiny epoxy dots to the centers because it just added a little extra fun. Look how different it looks now. Isn't that cute? Just add those little centers. Epoxy dots are so fun. So then let's get, and where did Stephanie put her glue? Did I, oh, I hid it. Oh gosh, I can't believe I remembered I put it there. That's nuts that I remembered that. Okay, so Ken says I say that's nuts a lot. So I'm gonna add, and I'm gonna spread this out a little bit more. So see how I'm spreading it out? So I'm just gonna kind of rub it on there, and I'm not gonna do it on both, I'm just gonna do it on the one so you can see what I'm doing. But I'm just gonna add a little bit on each one. Because, you know, glitter is a good thing, and Stephanie needs to use glitter more often. And where did I put my glitter? There it is. And I need a piece of scratch paper, and we'll use this. My to-do list that Ken made for me. So you guys think that I do all the work. Ken does all the work. I get to do all the fun stuff. Ken does all the work, so he made me a list of things to do. Okay, there we go. Isn't that beautiful, Noel? Isn't that fantastic? I love it. Now don't forget, if it's not Christmas time, just switch out that. You can still use snowflakes for quite a while through the winter. And if not, put a flower there instead. Thanks so much for joining me for another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad. I hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye.